hello to whoever on the internet stumbled across this YouTube channel. My name is Jeremy, and this is my depression diary. I'm not much of a writing my feelings on pieces of paper kind of person, and I'm not a talking to someone kind of person, so this was my compromise. I've done video stuff before, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video journal thing, every day until my birthday, which is January 18th. Mark the date. And I'm just going to do a countdown of just every day I'm going to talk about whatever I feel like talking about for however long I feel like talking about it. And then talk about what I'm doing that day to try to help get over my depression. Because I've been off and on with depression since I was... I can't even tell you when it started. The only thing I can tell you definitively is I am someone who had attempted suicide 3 times before I was the age of 12. So at least, 9 or 10 when it started. And it's been off and on since then. And I think since I've been depressed for more of my life than I was not, I have a lot of experience with it. Though it's one of those things where I actually didn't really realize that it was depression because I've had it my whole life, basically. So I never really realized that it just wasn't how everyone was. I just thought everyone thought about death and had no motivation or drive to do anything because, and then it got really, really bad. It's gotten really, really bad twice. Once when I was in college, I had to switch majors from physics to computer science, which I got the computer science degree. But then, in that transition period, I got really dark and really depressed, and that was the moment I started looking up stuff about depression. But then this time recently, I got out of college and I got a job in my field, working a 9 to 5, getting paid pretty well, programming pays pretty damn well, but I did that for about a year before I was like, I'd rather eat a bullet than do this, And so I quit, and then I moved states, and I eventually ran out of money, and had to get another job working at a different programming place. And that time I lasted 6 months. And that time I kind of decided that I can't do that anymore. I can't. I get that it's I've wasted the 4 years of computer science, but hey, I know how computers work now. That's cool. It's just, if I have to go back to an office, man, I would rather drink all the bleach in the world. I would rather run into every single oncoming traffic. I would rather be burnt in every fire that's ever happened. The thought of going back to an office and working, and it's one of those things where I get that other people do it, they're fine, and I'm not knocking people who work that way. Nothing in my life has ever felt more suffocating and more just awful than having to drive 30 or 40 minutes to sit in an office and look at a computer until 5 o'clock, then drive 30 minutes back, get home at like 6, usually 7 because traffic is really bad, and then just be so drained that I would just eat dinner and go right to sleep. And then I'd wake up and I'd do it again. And I had no interest or drive to do anything. And I do not want to go back to that. I won't go back to that. So instead, I'm going to try this YouTube thing again. I've tried a few times with a few failed channels, but this time I'm hoping it'll be different. This time I'm just going to talk about whatever's on my mind and try to make myself better. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out and I go the bad way, then there'll be a very large collection of videos that people might be able to gain some benefit from. Hopefully. That at least it'll serve some purpose. At the very least, maybe it'll make my parents and friends feel better, understand me a little more. But yeah, so look forward to tomorrow.